Hey there. I feel like talking. I think maybe because it's fall, it's getting cold, and I live in Southern California, and I live in like the valley, so it's even more hotter than like LA. You know, but I'm just kind of feeling down. But I'm not really feeling down because of the weather. I'm feeling down for a reason, and it's because I really want to know how I can have the power to end everything right now. And I'm not talking about ending my life. And I really want to get to a place where I can have a conversation about what people think life is. Because do you think you're alive, or do you believe you're alive because you're doing things? You think you're waking up every day? Do you really believe you're alive? You have to have an awareness to know if something actually happened to you, because the mind never stops. The mind is a computer. The brain is a computer. The brain is not something that's actually in your head. It's a computer. So now it's like you have to have an awareness enough to know if something actually happened or not. But I'm gonna say this: I do realize all of this is an illusion. But I'm at the point where I'm tired of participating in the illusion, because even though I realize it's an illusion, I'm in a place where you still have to pay the bills. For real, honestly, bills are like the biggest problem for me, because I don't have children. I'm not married to somebody I have to argue with every day. Or some people get along with their spouses. But my point is when you have somebody that you have to care for, then you have to deal with a whole nother person. Now I have dogs, but they're not as bad as dealing with people. Really, dogs don't take it. Now dogs cost money, but they're still not as much as a baby. Like I can see that the dog is like a child, but they are not like a brazen a human being. It's just ain't nothing like it. I have dogs that I take care of, and it is nothing like having to raise a dog on human being. To be honest with you, dogs are not the one that keep me in the matrix, because they're not really in it like that. They're not invested in the matrix like that. They don't have to worry about stuff. The dogs are not the one that keep me in it. It's people that do it. Because we the ones that have to get up and work or do whatever we have to do to pay bills and whatever. I think bills are the biggest problem. I don't care whatever else is going. In my experience, not anybody else's. Bills are the biggest problem. Having to pay bills keep you in the matrix. And I can see why some people decide to go off grid or whatever they have to do to make sure they don't have to pay another dime in bills. Because it has to come a point in your life where you have to concentrate on what matters. And for some people, yeah, it matters that you're happy. It matters that you care about the small stuff. The little things. The little things, the stuff that seem like it's not a big deal, but it really is. You know how people like a family person say, cherish the small things, cherish the little things. You know, but yeah, that's important. But I feel like bills are just have gotten in the way of joy. Bills have gotten in the way of joy, and I'm gonna tell you why I feel like bills have gotten in the way of joy. It's not because you can't be happy, because you can't do like say, okay, my purpose is to be, let's say for example, a singer. That's just an example. Well, do you know how hard it is to break into the industry? Even if I was like a perfect singer, even if I sang like, not to try to compare myself to somebody, but like even if I sang better than Whitney Houston, not to compare myself, because I don't really want to get into comparing myself. But like say along the lines of that kind of talent, that's what I mean. Because Whitney Houston is a terrific singer, but she sounds good, but she was put up there like Beyonce is put up there. I think Shaka Khan sounds great too, right? But Whitney Houston is just a great. I tried to practice her songs, and I realized how much talent she really had. Like I practice other people's songs, but I tried Whitney Houston, and I realized that lady, she really sang her butt off. Like she, okay, but she been singing since she was a child. So I mean, it's like nothing, when you sing since you were a child. But my point is this: look at the things, even with the talent of a Whitney Houston, of a Shaka Khan, of a Anita Baker, or what's that lady name? That she passed away? The lady of soul. What's her name? Aretha Franklin. Uh, Even with that talent, look at what they had to do to make it in the industry. See, this realm has been controlled by some very diabolical entities where they hate your soul. They eat your soul. They hate your soul. This is a realm that it takes blood sacrifices to survive. Like literally in this realm, it takes blood sacrifices. All these very popular places that we gotta go to, like I'm gonna say McDonald's for sure because I've seen it for myself. I don't know about Burger King, but most likely a lot of these franchises that are extremely popular like that. What did they have to do to get there? In this type of reality, in this type of realm, you don't get to be that, to have a franchise like that. Even Starbucks, and I like Starbucks, so I'm gonna call them all out. You just don't get to that level. Now, I'm not saying that you can't have a successful business, right? When you get to that level of a franchise like a Starbucks, like a even a CVS, a Target, Walmart especially. I mean, I done seen so many visions of Walmart. I mean, that's like, I've seen so many visions of Walmart where the doggone shelves were clear. It looked like they're holding in people. I've been seeing that for the last few years. That's why I don't like going in Walmart, because the visions, disturbing visions I keep getting to Walmart. I don't like to go in there. You know, because that timeline, if I see a vision of it, that means that timeline is already existing. Everything is existing all at once, like that movie. Everything, everywhere, all at one time, all at once, just like the movie. And so if I'm seeing it in a vision, that means it's already happening. So I don't like going to Walmart, even though I feel like Target had to do some things too to be big, right? But I get visions about Walmart, and that's why I don't really like to go in there if I don't really have to. If I have other options, I'd rather choose my other options. That's all. I'm not saying I'll never go in Walmart, but I just see some not so great things, and that's why I don't like McDonald's. It's other foods that's probably just as poisonous too, especially in the United States of America. Everything seems to be poisonous, even the fruit. But McDonald's, I've seen blood sacrifices with McDonald's, and I'm not talking about having human meat. I'm not talking about having human meat in the burgers, because I don't know for sure, so I don't want to put that out there. People have said that, and I mean, if that's what people want to believe, that's fine, but that's not something I want to put out there because I don't have the proof, right? But I've just seen visions of blood sacrifices, right? The same thing that people do when they want to be famous or whatever, blood sacrifices. Like, this realm has been run by blood sacrifices. This is not a place for your soul to thrive. This ain't a place. And I don't want to hold on to it anymore. I just want to do, for me, for myself, I want to do whatever it takes to get to end this whole realm. If that means I go somewhere and just exist and don't have nothing going on, I'm just existing, at least I'll still be happy. At least I'll still be living in joy. Right now, this is not the realm to try to do anything, because this is a realm that hates the soul. This realm hates the soul. And I want to say this. The electronic harassment, I'm sick of it. I know I hear people talk about it, but it's really time to take a stand on this. Like, this stuff that's coming, the 3 letters, the C, and there's 2 letters that come after it. This is an abbreviation. I'm really getting tired of them. I'm tired of having to carry on and be a responsible person. Listen, fuck responsibility. When you know you're fucking being harassed, fuck responsibility. When you're being harassed, and I don't care if people don't believe it or not, I'm not responsible to wake anybody else up but myself. Fuck responsibility, fuck accountability. How the hell can you be accountable when you're consistently being harassed? Oh, these people are trying to get you to sign something. I'm about to drive off. I don't feel like even saying no. Let me back up. Sorry. Now somebody want to walk behind the car, so I can't pull off in time. I don't even want to say no, because they don't take no for an answer. I'm sorry. They don't take no for an answer, and I get rude and I just drive off from it, because they don't take no for an answer. I don't feel like saying no 5 times. If I say no the first time, that's what the hell I meant. Let me drive over here. All right. Yeah, I don't like these things. These people want to have you. Can you sign? No, I ain't put my name. What is that? What are you getting signatures for? I don't like that. You know how they stand out at these stores or whatever. I'm just in the parking lot talking. But how they stand out at these stores and they just ask random people, can you sign? No. Who are you? Like, no. I don't want to sign anything. I don't know you. No. And they just really, they keep going because they feel like, what are you getting paid to get these signatures? You're not out here for your health. Who's paying you to get these signatures? And you just keep going and going like you can't take no for an answer. So that let me know that you get a certain amount of money based on how many signatures you get. Because if it was just, if it wasn't, if you weren't getting paid for a certain amount of signatures, then no would suffice, right? The answer no would be good enough if you're not even getting paid for it. But the way these people keep going and going after you say no, let me know that they get paid for a certain amount of signatures. I'm like, hey, I ain't got time for that. No, I ain't helping you. I need to help myself. But anyway, I'm done with that. Let me get back to my point. But yeah, no, I'm sick of responsibility. And it's not that I don't want to be a responsible person, but I know that this is a warfare. And I want to talk about this stuff called the chosen ones. How many? 11 minutes and 41 seconds. I meant I meant for that to be my title, but when I clicked start, I forgot what I was really going to talk about. So I just kind of freestyle because I forgot the exact thing I want to talk about. But it's just crap about being a chosen one. Fuck that chosen one shit. For me, when you're chosen, that means you're a targeted individual. For me, being chosen means that you are a targeted individual and you're constantly, and who's targeting you? Because you think you're going back and forth, like a lot of witchcraft going on right now. So people think they're going back and forth with their witchcraft with somebody they know or some other person. But really, this is, to me, could have a lot to do with central intelligence. And this doggone stuff that they doing and messing with folks' heads. I realize we have a shadow. But I'm trying to see who created the shadow. Where did the shadow come from? Because it seems like with this shadow, there's no way for you to ever be free. I mean, for me, the best thing to do is to get rid of the shadow. But you need time to yourself. And I'm at the point right now is I have a couple of dogs. I'm at the point where I feel like I need to get away for a year. So do I regret the dogs? Well, not really. The dogs are not the one that really stress me out. To be honest with you, the dogs only stress me out because they're young and they're active and they have so much energy and they hyper. So basically, I just need them to calm the hell down. But like maybe after another 3 months, when they finally do that, the dogs are not a problem for me. The dogs actually made me make certain decisions to improve my quality of life because I had to make more room for them. And so because I needed more room for them in the backyard, I actually improved my quality of life myself. So actually the dogs was probably a good idea for me to get away from where I was currently, from where I was living before. The dogs actually helped me to do that. You know, uh, but if I decide to travel, especially if I want to be gone for 3 months to a year, I have to take the dogs with me wherever I go, and that's where it becomes a problem because I can't leave them with nobody else for 3 months at a time. Now, 2 weeks, okay, maybe even a month, but not 3 months to 6 months like that, where they just don't ever see me at all, and that becomes a problem if I decide to travel. That's the only thing right there. Because if I ever need a week to myself, I can always go have them stay at a boarding care while I just decide to have a few days to myself. That's not a big deal. But leaving the country like that and having to go somewhere for over 3 months, then it becomes a problem. What's going to happen with the dogs, right? But that's like probably a little bit further out than right now, to the point where they're going to be grown and more tamed anyway. And it'll be easier to travel to have them travel. You know, but yeah, being a chosen one makes you a targeted individual. And I don't really care for being chosen because I'm not chosen to help anybody else. I'm not helping anybody else. I'm not helping anybody else. I'm chosen to help myself. I'm not helping anybody else. I'm not chosen to help anybody. When you're chosen, what are you chosen to do? Because I ain't helping nobody else. I'm not for this helping other people, but I don't get it. Like what would you do if somebody who could have helped you when they had the chance and they had the means to do something nice for you, and they don't do it, but turn around and they need you, suddenly you're expected to open up your heart and be a bigger person. You're not being a bigger person. For me, I'm not being a bigger person if somebody else had a chance to do what was right for me and they did not do it. And now it turns around, they need something. Somehow I need to be a bigger person. I believe that's a bunch of BS. I am not a chosen one to help somebody else because I'm at the point where I'm tired of people. I'm at the point where it's not just I'm tired of people. I'm tired of not really being supported like I should. And constantly being there for people, no matter what color they are, it ain't got nothing to do with color. Being there for people who really do not return the favor when they are able to do it. So I'm not interested in helping other folks. I'm not interested in helping other folks. A lot of people have been attacked in the ethers. A lot of people have been, it's almost like you have to get the hell out the ethers. Like when you're in the ethers, that's how you're targeted, because you're in the ethers and you're able to be targeted by these diabolical entities that want to fuck with you. Because you're in the ethers and they're able to mess with you like that. So I'm chosen for them to fuck with me, basically. When you're chosen, you're targeted. When you're chosen, you are targeted. You are only chosen for them to kill you, for them to unalive you. At this point, I don't care if somebody decides to take down my page. I'll make another one and say whatever the hell I got to say. I don't care. I ain't getting money for it, so I don't care. You're targeted for them to kill you, for them to trap you, because you waking up means that's the end of this game that they're playing. That's the end of it. You're important, and it's important that you don't wake up. So if you're chosen, that means you have a target on your damn back. And you have a target on your back so they can harass you, gang stalk you, do whatever they got to do to make sure you do not, what the word call a sin, what they call a sin, to make sure you do not ascend. That's what you're chosen. You're chosen by certain diabolical entities to make sure you constantly have a target on your back so you never ascend. And here I am, I still need to be responsible, paying bills and working while I'm at war, while I'm in warfare. I ain't got time to try to go to work when I know every day I'm in some fucking warfare. Why? Because I got a fucking target on my back, because they know who the fuck I am. Regular people don't know who the hell I am, but they know who I am. Okay? They know who you are. But yet and still, with them and all this targeting, nobody's going to listen to you. So you got to deal with your day. And I mean, I've even seen white people tell this story. I don't want to make it seem like it's just about brown people. I've seen Caucasians talk about this all the time with this microwave frequency and all this stuff that's going on with them. I've seen so many of this, and they have been so tormented and tortured. And I think other people have gone through it too, but maybe just Caucasians just have a habit of speaking up the most when it comes to these kind of things. And that's why I link up with them, not because I like them better than anybody else, but I can actually have this conversation because they speak up about it. Not because they're the only ones that ever deal with it. They speak up about it. I'm able to sit and have a conversation. I've always felt comfortable talking to Caucasians. I don't care how racist people want to say they are. I don't care. I'm able to have a conversation with them more than anybody else. I'm able to have a conversation with a lot of Caucasians. They are the main ones to talk about electronic harassment and target individuals. They are the main ones to talk about it. They even come up with meditations for targeted individuals. You know, and electronic harassment, a lot of electronic harassment. different type of sounds to stop to neutralize this stuff with the electronic harassment. Who's doing this shit, right? And it really has a lot to do with the Wi-Fi. It's the Wi-Fi. You know, people put up Wi-Fi and it's like, oh, things are so much more convenient. But why do they really need all this Wi-Fi and this 5G and 6G? So they can have you're an easier target for them to fuck with you. And plus, they want to cause you to become ill so you can continue to get their medicine. A lot more people, ever since this 5G or whatever, I'm going to say what it looked like that's been going on. It seemed like a lot more sicknesses have been coming a lot quicker. You've been seeing a lot more sicknesses, like the snap of a finger. 1 minute you're sick, next minute you're sick. There's so many, and I work in healthcare, so I see it a lot. Like, they never can get well. It seems like with the Wi-Fi, the more you increase the Wi-Fi, the more you have a lot of sicknesses. It's like it's done on purpose because they greedy. They want money. But yet and still, with them doing this to people, you still have to find a way to be responsible for your fucking life and still be accountable and still be a responsible human being with your taxes. And like, no, this is warfare. They're fucking with you. Like, they're trying to kill you, and you're trying to be responsible in life. Why are they trying to kill you? They don't have to worry about working another job. Their job is to kill you. That is their job. And they get to focus on that all the time. But you can't focus on your soul's purpose. You know why? Because these entities hate your soul. They hate your soul. So while they get to focus on what they're supposed to be doing, which is to kill you, and they don't have to work another job for like 8 hours, or even if they have another business. Well, you know what people talk about, they don't work a 9 to 5, but if you have a business, sometimes you working all day long. Okay, you need to have a mind for business. People keep saying get into business. You better have the right mind for a business, because you're dealing with a lot more responsibility than a doggone 9 to 5. Okay, and I'm not talking people out of getting into their business, but people need to understand what that really means. And it's more than working 8 hours a day. You could be working all day. It's around the clock, because it's your business that you have to keep up. It's around the clock. It's no 9 to 5. It's just whatever's needed has to be done. But no, but I'm really tired of it, and I feel like venting. As I'm talking, I'm getting harassed as I'm talking. But I'm tired of it. And at this point, I know I have the power to shut this down. I'm tired of being busy to the point where I can't figure out what it is, because I'm always I'm not even that busy. I just have things to do every day. I have things to do. And I'm tired of having things to do. I'm tired of having to be responsible. Or let me do this so I can pay my rent or mortgage or whatever you want to do. But I think having a house these days ain't going to do no good, because especially in California, they don't have insurance coverage for these California fires and whatever's going on. They don't have the insurance coverage anymore. That means they plan on doing something on purpose. You have people trying to live a regular old life, trying to be an upstanding citizen, trying to be an honest citizen. This is why I don't really get on people who are criminals. And I'm talking about the criminals who rob banks and stuff. Like, this is why I don't judge them. Because you have the people who do try to live right. And look at what they do. You try to pay your bills. You try to live right. Oh, well, they should get out of California. And go where? To the Carolinas, to Alabama. What? They have tornadoes or hurricanes where they tear up your house, and then you still can't get insurance to help you over there. Where are they supposed to go? Well, they should get out of the United States. Okay, well, everybody that live in the United States just need to get up and go all at once. See, there's a lot of things that are just not realistic. It's realistic to maybe get up and go and get your passport and go for a couple of months or so. But it's not realistic to constantly stay gone, because it's hard to become a permanent citizen in other places. You can get a tourist visa, but it's hard to get a work visa in a lot of other places. That means you have to, every 3 months, you have to keep leaving and going somewhere else. Is that realistic for everybody? See, it gets to a point where stuff needs to be shut down. You keep bullying me to the point where I have to get up and leave and inconvenience myself to make sure I have somewhere to go every 3 months and make sure I have the funds, because they want to mess up the United States of America where it's not livable for human beings. Like, this ain't working out. And I'm at the point where I just rather just shut stuff down. And if I go to a point where I'm just pure awareness and nothing else, I just rather be pure awareness. At least ain't nothing going on. At least I'm not in a realm where it's constant warfare. Like, you don't have time. Like, people say you have to deal with yourself. I know I talk about shadow work, but at this point now, I'm tired of the shadow work. Not to say I don't do it. I'm tired of that being the only thing. It's beyond shadow work. You're constantly being attacked. You're constantly being attacked. And everything is your shadow is stuff that went on in this life, the past life, the life before that, the life before that. Like, the stuff in your shadow could go up and date back millions of years. And that's the kind of work you got to do. You know? Stuff that I deal with in this life could have something to do with what happened in a past life. But a lot of it has to do with what happened in this life. And I can't hardly have the time to deal with that like I should if it's something that new keeps happening. Like, you got to get to a point where you got to get away from the opportunity of something new happening, because you can't deal with the old stuff and close the chapter when new stuff keep happening to you. And to be honest with you, a lot of the new stuff that keeps happening, for me, I'm beyond looking at what I see in front of me. I'm moving beyond looking at people. Yeah, people are a trip, but they're being influenced by something a lot higher. So it's beyond what we see. And it's really what we don't see that's really controlling consciousness and causing this type of stuff, all this division. Okay? But anyway, that's all I want to talk about. It's really a trip. But anyway, that's it. I'll talk later.